views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome to Open, the show that opens up the Bronx and the world to you. We have a live show from the BronxNet's East Studios. Can you get it? Bronx East Studios at Mercy College. And we've got a great show taking place around the borough. Now, coming up, it's the largest free cycling event in New York State. The Tour de Bronx is back for another year, and we'll be joined by the executive director of the Bronx Tourism Council for a preview. Plus, we'll check out a program on BronxNet highlighting the borough from a business point of view. You're going to want to check that out. And then we'll take a look at Mercy College's recruitment efforts as well as their work in the community. After that, my man Bobby C has the latest news in the world of sports. It's a good one. He has a great one for you. And then later on, the Bronx Night Market returns for more time. Check it out. It's the season finale of the Bronx Night Market. And then we'll get a taste of what to expect, so stay tuned. All this and more is headed your way because we are now open. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, and you're watching Open Live. And check it out. We have an interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. Stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Leading things off on October the 28th. Thousands of people will explore the Bronx on a bike at the annual Tour de Bronx event. Now, joining us with all the details, we have the Executive Director of the Bronx Tourism Council, Olga Tirado. We welcome you to the show.
Thank you so much.
And you're no stranger of the show. You've been here before.
Yeah, my first time here in this
particular studio. You like it?
I love it.
We call it the Bronx E.
Bronx E, I love it. Bronx E, that works for me.
Yeah, the Bronx Studios E, Bronx East.
Yeah.
So tell us about this wonderful tour. I mean, I would love to just get on a bike, and there's so many wonderful things to see around the Bronx, but to explore it by bike. Tell us about it.
So you can just to give you the short. Yes, you can participate. Yes. We have two different rides. We have a 25-mile route, and we have a 40-mile route. The Tour de Bronx has been in existence for 24 years now. This is the 24th annual Tour de Bronx. It started in '97, and this. When I first started this position as the executive director, we had about 3,500 participants, 3,500 participants. Last year in 2017, we had nearly 10,000.
It's getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it's getting bigger and bigger, and the entire Grand Concourse was just engulfed with cyclists.
Yeah.
But because we have the two different routes, you could choose the 40-mile, which of course, as you can imagine, is a little bit more challenging.
And you'll see more.
It goes into City Island, it goes through Orchard Beach, it goes up through Riverdale, through parks, through Woodlawn Cemetery. And then the 25-mile actually stays within the Bronx a little bit more. It goes a little bit down through the South Bronx.
If you don't have a good seat on your bike, you may want to take the 25
You might
mile.
want to take the 25-mile, that's right. Both rides end at the iconic Botanical Gardens.
Oh,
and then we have, free pizza, we have a music festival, you can relax. There's Montefiore, who's one of our biggest supporters, will be providing yoga for people to be able to stretch those muscles that they just worked out.
It's like there's a big party going on.
It's a big
this
party.
day.
It is a big, starting from early morning all the way into, it all ends at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And here's another wonderful thing. If you don't have a bike, you can rent one.
You can rent one.
You can rent one.
They got the renting company there.
Yes, so we have a renting company where we partnered with Unlimited Biking. And you go online, you choose your bike, and they'll be here for the press conference a little bit later. You can rent your bike, and they will bring it to you on site. the day of the event. You can go and you can pick up your bike, and that's pretty exciting because we
That's
want
excellent.
everybody. You know, remember the borough. The Bronx Borough President Ruben Diaz Jr. is doing this Not 62 initiative to try to get people to move more, to exercise more, to engage in a more healthier lifestyle. And biking is one fantastic way to do that.
All right, where are we going to line up? Let me write this
We're
down.
going to line
I
up
may
at 100.
get my bike and bring it
Yeah,
out there.
yes, definitely.
Yeah.
First, register at tourdebronx.com. That's tourdebronx.com. That's where you would register. And then we start at 161st Street and the Grand Concourse.
161st. Got it.
So, you know, initially, both rides are just going to ride down the Grand Concourse and then make that left, I believe, on 149th Street. And then the route will be online soon. We're just finalizing all
Hey,
of the
you can
little,
check out all that.
but the route will be online soon. And if you happen to have this app called Ride with GPS, both rides, the routes will be on Ride with GPS. So you can ride in your, you know, in your earphone. Please wear only one. We want healthy. Please wear a helmet. Oh, and the New York City Department of Transportation is giving away free helmets the day of the event.
Look at that.
Yes. So this is a party. It's
I like
a party.
it. Now,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of us live in the Bronx. Tell us, and sometimes you don't get a chance to see, you don't have the opportunity to see all those wonderful things that you can see in the Bronx. What are some of the highlights?
Well, of course, you know, the end point is Botanical Gardens. So that right there is one major highlight. When the 40 miles will go right along the perimeter of the Bronx. That means that they're actually going through the waterfront districts, which is wonderful. So they would go through the waterfront districts and go all the way into City Island. So they'll get to see the beautiful, iconic City Island. Come back out, go through Orchard Beach.
Yes.
So there's a rest stop at Orchard Beach, so you can stop, take some pictures. The hashtag is TDBX18.
TDBX18.
And it's absolutely lovely. You go through Riverdale, you're going to pass Wave Hill, and go through most of the parks and Woodlawn Cemetery. The 25 milers will get to go through many different parks. They'll be going through St. Mary's, Crotona. They will stop there. That's also a rest stop in Crotona Park. So you know, the Bronx is one of the greenest boroughs. 25% of landmass in the Bronx is green, is parkland.
Yes.
And so this is also our way of showing people the greenways and the park.
This is the only borough that's not surrounded by water.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're attached to the mainland.
That's right.
Yep.
So this is great. What should people bring?
Well, first of all, make sure that your bike is
good
ride
condition.
ready. Yeah, even though we will have a couple of repair stations, but please make sure your bike is ride ready. Please wear a helmet at all times. If you don't have one, as I said, Department of Transportation are giving away free helmets. The rental bikes also they're throwing in helmets. They're not giving it away, but you can wear a helmet.
It comes with the rental.
It comes with the rental. We do give away some water, but if you want to bring your own water, that's fine as well. Bring
a little power bar,
a little power bar. We are giving away power bar. Thank you to
But you don't have to bring a whole lot of food because there's going to be a party afterwards.
There's
they're going
going
to supply the food. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. That's right. So yeah, it's exciting.
And what's the website address?
It's tourdebronx.com. TOURDE Bronx.com.
And of course, that route is going to be posted up in a little while.
It will be posted by midweek.
Thank you so much.
Thank
this is
you.
Great.
I'm going to see you, right?
You may see me with my helmet
All
there,
right,
my bike.
all right.
If I don't feel like bringing my bike, maybe I'll rent one over there.
Rent one, yeah.
I'll hang
Go
it out
online,
with the
and rent
borough
one
president.
online so that they can bring. The borough president does the 25-mile route.
He does the 25
He
mile
sure
route?
does.
Yeah.
He
does that so
wife.
he can be at the finish line,
Yeah.
receive everybody.
Well, he's gotten very, very
He looks
interested in
good. He's been
biking.
working out,
He's
too.
looking great.
Yeah. All right. Olga Luz Tirado, the Executive Director for the Bronx Tourism Council. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We'll take a quick break, but stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Open next. Welcome back, everybody. Our next guests are from Mercy College, and they join us today for a look at the recruitment and their work and programs in the Bronx. We welcome Cecil Wright, the Executive Director of Recruitment for the Bronx and Manhattan, and Gina Avila. She's the Associate Director of Recruitment. We welcome you guys to the show. Haven't seen you in a while, buddy. How are you? Yeah, you guys look good.
Thank you.
Looking fine yourself.
Tell us about what's going on in recruitment and all the things that are happening at Mercy College.
Well, we're excited because actually, this is a really good time for Mercer College. We happen to have 4 beautiful campuses. Dobbs Ferry campus in Manhattan that's about to have a residence in Manhattan. But the Bronx is booming. The Bronx is really back. I think the last 3 years or so, we have more students applying to the Bronx campus than we have had in the past 5 years. And what we notice is that a lot of folks who live in the Bronx realize the Bronx is a place to live. The campus you see sits beautifully right off, Pelham Parkway. You're in the midst of City Island. You have Orchard Beach, Botanical Garden. And we're just excited to see what's happening in the Bronx, and we're doing a lot of
sound so
great
good.
work.
I think I'm going to re-enroll.
Absolutely. So, we're excited about what's happening in Mercer College.
Yes. And hi, you've been working with my friend for a long time?
Yes, absolutely. Part of the Mercy team now for a little bit over a year. Super excited because we also have special events that we're developing for all of the potential Bronx students. So if you're in the high schools, you'll be able to take advantage of them. For example, we just had the Hispanic Heritage Festival. It was actually Latino Fiesta. So it was a huge celebration of our Latino students to come on campus, celebrate their culture, their heritage. We had a merengue competition, which was really fun.
I missed that one.
Yes.
I'll get the next one, though, for
and
sure.
And a lot more coming up. We're actually going to also celebrate Black History Month, and we're also going to celebrate Women's Month, which is in March. So a lot of things happening for a potential high school student.
All right, that's great. Now, do you reach out to the high school? You have a outreach program at Mercy College?
Absolutely, yeah. So we have a very robust outreach team that works in the Bronx and all over Manhattan. One of the things I should say special about us is that the Bronx itself is becoming, a very diverse group of folks, not only from South America, but a lot of folks in West Africa. So all the Guinea and from Gambia and Sierra Leone, and a lot of folks are here. One of the things that we've done, we've partnered with a lot of ethnic groups to make sure we can provide the services that we have. So our outreach team goes to the high school. We provide not only the college counseling, we also provide mentorship for the high school programs, because Mercy is one of the only schools in the Northeast that provide mentorship from the day students actually enter their class here at Mercy. So all that information, we have a new micro-scholarship program called Raise Me, where actually a high school student starting from 9th grade can actually earn scholarship dollars towards going to college. And it's called
program?
Raise Me.
Raise Me.
So Raise Me is a national program. We have just partnered with them over a month now, and what we're doing is actually offering from 9th grade, high school student can actually earn college dollars towards their college degree. And that's important because, Bob, a lot of folks talk about access, right? But access is one thing, but also being able to pay for it is also another thing. So if you are a low-income family in the Bronx, so you happen to attend Mercer College, you could actually come to school for free for 4 years. So, so Mercer not only will provide access, but provide financial support that students need to go back to school. And we're excited. It's a great place to be.
I'm excited, too. I like you guys. You go to college for free.
Absolutely.
But that's not why I like you.
I would hope not. Our college president, and Gina can attest to that, has been very outspoken about not making sure that we are college ready to serve students. So we provide access, we provide the mentorship, provide the support, and I think it's a great place to be. So it's a good time for Mercer College.
How does it feel to be live here at BronxNet at Mercy College?
Super exciting. I just wanted to add one more thing. I think something very unique and special about Mercy is the fact that we also we understand the first generation student. So we want to ensure that they have that support because a lot of times they don't have it from their parents. So it's important for everyone in the Bronx to know your child comes here, the student's going to be very well supported.
Yeah, excellent. So you guys have some wonderful programs. You spoke briefly about some of them a little while ago. Anything else that we should know about?
Well, I think you should definitely know that on November 10th, we have this massive open house on
Yes.
all 4 campuses.
Yes.
And you should know that
Very
we're
special
very
open
special
house.
open house on these 4 campuses. We are expecting to have about 200 kids on campus. It's also very good for transfer students. So if you are in the tri-state, you're looking to go back to school, adult learners.
You make it sound so good. I think everybody should try to transfer back.
Absolutely, and
Yeah.
so we have the transfer students, they're freshmen of the graduate program.
Yeah.
And on the Bronx also, we have what's called the Turbo program. Gina, you should probably tell them more about the Turbo program.
Yes, I actually benefited from the Turbo program. So it's an accelerated MBA program, a Master's in Business Administration, that you can actually achieve within a year. And it kicks off with a Turbo program, which is about, you take about 7 classes all within 3.5 weeks. Very intense, every day,
How do we
Monday
get that
through
done?
Saturday.
Oh, okay, you got to go 7 days a week.
7 days a week, but then
7
it's
classes,
actually
7 days a week.
6 days a week.
6 days a week.
And you can manage a full-time work, and also come to the Turbo program. And it's in the evening, so it's from 6 to about 9:30 to 10.
Yeah.
Full-time for almost a month, but then you achieve credits for up to 7 classes,
Woo.
which is
Turbocharged.
Very intense.
Yeah.
But it makes sense, right?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
within a year, you receive your MBA program.
That's excellent. I like it. I like it.
So we're looking to expand the Turbo program, looking to make sure that whether you're a high school student or transfer students or someone with a bachelor's degree want to come back for a master's degree, I just think Immerse is a place to be. And not only, as I said, not only are we supporting students every single way, but there's free parking. If you live in New York City and go to a college campus, you want to make sure there's parking. And, we have parking, and it's just a great place to be right now.
Oh, excellent. Makes me want to go back to school.
Absolutely.
November 10th.
November 10th.
Open house. That's
Open
a big
house.
open house.
What can we expect?
Well, you can definitely expect it. I'll be here. I know some of the top administrators will be on campus. We'll be meeting student, greeting student, give a college tour. For everyone who comes that day, there's no application fee, right?
Oh.
And if you are a Raise Me student, if you're a freshman in high school or a senior in high school, and you come that day, you actually get $1,000 towards your college funding to go to college. So I would just say, if you live in the Bronx, November 10th is a place to be, Mercer College.
Excellent. I like it. Where can we go to get more information?
We can go to a website, which is www.mercy.edu. And go to open house, click on the website, you have all information there.
Also a great opportunity for Dr. Wright to do an amazing presentation. He'll be sharing his story, which I think is very
videotape that
moving,
one.
very inspirational. We offer breakfast, lunch, a very lovely lunch for students and parents. So yes, definitely the place to be.
I love it. You guys presented it so well.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much. All right. Cecil Wright, the Executive Director of Recruitment, Bronx, Manhattan, Mercy College, and Gina Avila, Associate Director of Recruitment, Mercy College. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for
We
having
love it.
us.
Thank you, Bob. Good seeing you.
Thank you. Nice seeing you too. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Open next. And welcome back. I'm your host, Dr. Vav Lee from WVLS and, of course, BronxNet. The Bronx Now on BronxNet. Well, it takes on a whole new look. Firsthand, you get it right here. Firsthand look at the business, culture, education, and more. Joining us with all the details and a preview, we have host Joe Kelleher. We welcome you to the show.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
I heard that radio TV voice earlier.
Yes,
Nice to
yeah,
see
right.
you.
You have to have that voice when you're doing radio and
So
TV.
tell us about the show. This is a great show. The Bronx Now on BronxNet.
Yeah, so about 3 years ago, we started this Bronx Now episode, and it's a wonderful show. What we're really doing in this show is we're going out, into the field and interviewing the businesses and getting to know who they are firsthand. We do some studio work in this particular studio, right, the beautiful Mercy College facility. It's wonderful. But really what I'd like to do is go out and meet the people. So we've done 3 episodes. Our first one was Westchester Square, and we interviewed all of the merchants, or several of them, and we wanted to know things like, how is it that you're in business for 30 years? How did you survive? What is technology today? How are you working on that with your business? And how and what recommendations you would give to businesses today.
So those are some of the topics.
Yes.
We're going to come back and talk about more, but let's take a break right here, and we'll come back and open. right, welcome back, everybody. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. The Bronx Now, did you hear about it? The Bronx Now on BronxNet takes a first-hand look at business, culture, education, and more. Joining us with all the details and a preview, we have the host of the whole thing, Joe Kelleher. We welcome you to the show.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be on this end.
Yeah. So you like in studio and out studio, just like me. I like to be in the studio, but I like to be out in the community also.
Yes. I think, well, the show is based on, we do open it in the studio. We talk a little bit about what the segment's going to be about. But then primarily we go out into the field. And we're looking to interview the subject matter on whatever the episode might be.
Yeah.
We had our first episode was about the merchants in Westchester Square. Our second episode was focusing on healthcare and all things healthcare in the Bronx.
Yeah.
And we just finished up I think it's going to be airing this week, the borough of universities, because the Bronx has more universities than any other borough in the city of New York. So we went out and visited all of these schools.
Yeah. Joe, how do you come up with these topics?
Well, we brainstorm. I have a lot of ideas of things that we need to do in the Bronx, and what I'm thinking about is, what is it that we want to do with the show? We want to showcase, we want to highlight what businesses are doing and institutions are doing in the Bronx to help the community and let people know a little bit about them. People didn't know, like for instance, you have 13 colleges. What do these colleges do? What does each one specialize in? Each one has its own little niche. So we want to get that message out so people can hear that and say, wow, I didn't know that I can go to Bronx Community College and become a little technician. Yeah. Those are the things we want to do.
So there's a lot of things. So you're just basically wanting to create the awareness that these things are in the community for you to get involved in.
Exactly. And also tying, there's a lot of history in the Bronx. So look at Westchester Square. I learned by doing the segment that in 1776, when Washington was fighting the English at Westchester Square, Congress was voting on the Declaration of Independence.
Wow.
Sending dispatches from Westchester Square, of all places.
Wow.
So that's where you have the Huntington Library. It's very rich in culture and history. And then you go and you talk to the merchants who were there for 30 years, servicing this community, and you realize the excitement that they have being in the Bronx right now. First of all, being in business for 30 years and surviving, all of the twists and turns in the economy. And then today, with what's happening in the Bronx, the economic development that's occurring, and they're all prospering. You have a business improvement district, which I think you're going to be airing on this show shortly.
Yes.
They're doing great things over there. So the merchants are alive. They're looking forward to, new residential communities are going to be built here. They're looking forward to the new train stations that are coming, because this means more business for the businesses in the Bronx. And we want people to know about those businesses. The guy who's been making pizza for 30 years, Metro Optics, where everybody goes and gets their eyeglasses, and on and on. So it's a wonderful show. It's very informative, and it lets you know about what's happening in your community.
Yeah. And it keeps you informed too. This is very educational for you.
It is, and it's
learning
exciting.
about what took place in 1776.
Yeah, I didn't know, and again, the Bronx is very, very rich in culture. And you learn that in every segment that I do, I find another little pearl of wisdom that's being shared with the community and myself. And I'm very proud of it. I mean, the Bronx is a wonderful place. And we need to continue to tell the story about the businesses and the institutions that are here servicing our community.
What are you covering next?
Well, I am doing the Borough of Universities right now. So that should be airing shortly. As I mentioned earlier, you have 13 schools in the Bronx, which is out of the 5 boroughs, we have more universities than any other borough in the city of New York. And it's very diverse. And each university has its own little niche. And I kind of focused on that and went in and met the president and the administrators, the faculty and the students, and we explored that, and we realized how many opportunities there are right here in this borough for higher education. It's just amazing what's happening, and we need to do this today. Education is so important. It's so attainable, and you hear the excitement of the students and what they're doing with their lives, and you hear the administrators at the colleges and how excited they are to be able to share this with their students.
I don't know if any other person who's covering it like that, and we got to tune in and check it out. When is it on again?
Well, it does air. The schedule will be out shortly. Borough universities will be kicking off, I believe, this week. But if you go to Bronx Now, Joe Kelleher, you can watch all of the segments that we've already done about healthcare and the Merchants Association, including the history of Westchester Square.
Hey, I'm going to go take it out. I'm going to take a look at that. Is there a website we can go to also?
Well, if you go to BronxNet,
It's on BronxNet.com.
It's all on there. Yes.
You know, I'm going to take it. I'm going
Oh,
to take a good look at it.
Yeah, you should.
I might follow you around and check some
I
of the
would
things
love
out
that.
that
Yeah,
you're
maybe we
doing.
can go out together and
Yeah,
do some
we can do
interviews.
that.
That would be fun.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah, my pleasure. It's always wonderful to be here, to see you again, and to see the wonderful things that BronxNet's doing in our community, educating all of the students that are here behind the scenes, sharing that with the community. This is the work that needs to be done in this borough.
And the work that needs to be told, you know, we need to continue to create the awareness that we do have something like this, which is a wonderful opportunity for our youth.
Yes, and right here we are at Mercy College at the Hutch Metro Center, a wonderful facility. People don't probably know that it's here, but it is here, and it's here to support the community, educate these students, and share information with the community so they could be more aware of what's going on in this great borough.
And we'll continue to tell them.
Yes,
Thank you. Thank you, Joe,
so
for
much
stopping
for
by.
having me.
Joe
Thank you.
Kelleher, President and COO of Hutch Management and host of BronxNet's Now, Bronx Now, Chairman of Bronx Chamber of Commerce, too.
Yes,
Got
sir.
some titles there. Got
I
some
do.
hats.
A few hats.
Thank you so much for stopping
Thank you
by.
very
Always
much.
a pleasure to see you.
And thank you.
All right, thank you, Joe. We can check out the Bronx Now Monday nights at 8 p.m. Now we turn live to Westchester Square. What you were just talking about it, Joe.
sir.
Veronica Guidi, she's there. She's joined by members of the business community. Let's take a look.
The seasons may be changing, but that doesn't mean that it's time for you to get rid of your sunglasses. And here to tell us why is Sarah Bonizio of Metro Optics. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Veronica. Thank
How are
you so
you?
much for having us
Thank
today.
you for being here on this chilly morning. But we are not supposed to be getting rid of our sunglasses. So tell us about the type of styles that we're looking for this season.
Sure. Well, seasons change, but your need for eye protection doesn't. All year round, you need to protect your eyes from the harmful rays of the sun. And even on a day like today, where it's partially cloudy, up to 80% of the sun's rays can get through to your eyes, and it can cause short-term damage as well as long-term damage. So you want to avoid that. Always wear your sunglasses all year round. You have a variety of styles to pick from. I happen to be wearing a style by Oakley today, and these are specifically designed for sporting eyewear needs and specifically for cycling.
So, you know, that's a great segue because the Tour de Bronx is coming up on October 28th. And Metro Optics, you're going to be talking about the different type of sunglasses that our cyclists can be wearing. So this one that you have, what makes this one so special?
This is by Oakley, and they've had a long reputation for providing excellent sports eyewear. And the reason that these are great is because they're extraordinarily lightweight, but they're also shatter resistant. So we have a very flexible, lightweight, and comfortable frame that hugs the side of the face very nicely. You have a wrapped design. So not only are you protecting your eyes from the harmful rays of the sun, you're also protecting your eyes from debris that could be coming up while you're cycling. And they're shatter resistant. So God forbid you fell off the bike, you would be protected.
They'll be safe.
You don't want to have shards of lens in your eye. That's not a good thing. So these are also, the tint is also optimized for maximum contrast. So when you're navigating, you can see all the things that you need to avoid.
I love it. Thank you so much, Sarah, and you look great in them. We'll see you around. And well, now that we're here at the bid, we could not talk to our friend Lisa from the Westchester Square bid. She's going to be telling us about all the events that are going to be coming up. Hi, Lisa.
Hi,
Good morning.
Good morning.
So you all just had your scavenger hunt. Tell us about it.
It was absolutely wonderful. It was a way to introduce the history of Westchester Square. So we asked a lot of curious questions. And one of the most interesting for right now is the fact that the Bronx flag was first raised here in 1912, which is awesome. And
I did not know that.
No, a lot of people didn't. We had about 12 scavenger hunt questions, and we're inviting people to come and visit because somebody didn't even know that there's a face that has watched over us for over 100 years. And we're not going to give you the answer. We're going to invite you to come on down and visit our offices and Westchester Square to learn more about it.
That's awesome. And on Halloween, you're also going to be having a very special event. I heard that someone special is going to be riding through.
Absolutely. We have a guest star. Our events here is about drawing traffic to the area and visiting these wonderful merchants and the corridors that we have. So one of our biggest events is Halloween. So our guest star this year is the Headless Horseman. He'll be riding through town, and we invite everyone to come out to a safe, fun environment. And we have a haunted house and a hayride. But I think the star of the show will be our Headless Horseman.
Now, Scared the Square has been going on for a couple of years, right? And it gives our neighbors something to look forward to.
Absolutely. It's in its 5th year, has grown incredibly, over 1,000 people last year. It's a wonderful way to come out on Halloween night, which is the night we always have it, giving families a safe place to go, something different. I'm not sure how many places offer a hayride, a fabulous haunted house, which really does scare people. And this year you get to photograph yourself with the Headless Horseman. He left Sleepy Hollow just for Westchester Square.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you.
And we want you all to come out. Don't be too scared. You'll just be scared on Halloween. But always come over to Westchester Square where there's so much going on. Back to you, Bob.
Veronica, thank you. That's a fantastic piece from Westchester Square with Veronica Bulpham and Miss Guidi. We have to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with more Open next.
We begin on the NFL gridiron where Gangrene stumbled Sunday at MetLife Stadium. I really thought the Jets were on a roll coming in, but rookie quarterback Sam Darnold and the team let me down. Perhaps it was the heavy winds in the Meadowlands or simply a good Minnesota team that finally got its act together. Regardless, Darnold proved to be no match for Kirk Cousins and the Vikings defense, which picked him off 3 times. Final score, Vikings 37, Jets 17. We go inside the locker room for more.
I thought the first, that touchdown drive, I thought, we executed well. I was hitting the open guys, knew the defense really well, and then just a lack of execution in, the other drives that we had. So nothing more than that. It's just, lack of execution. Obviously, they did. It was a good defense. They did a great job, stopping the run, and when we were passing the ball, they did a great job, covering guys, and I just got to find completions. That's really it, and we got to do a better job executing.
What was it click the first game today?
Well, nothing clicked for the offense, really. I mean, we struggled running the ball. At times, we had trouble protecting them, and at times, we had trouble getting the ball downfield. So, we'll go back to the drawing board. They did a good job scouting us and did a good job taking away a lot of things we like to do. So, we're giving them all the credit.
Yeah, I learned a lot this game. Just learned to continue to fight. It's a 4-quarter game. I think that's the biggest thing is, the first half I felt like, I thought I personally played bad and our offense wasn't really getting in a rhythm. And we look up, we're getting the ball to start the half, and we're down 10-7. So we just got to keep fighting. We were confident in ourselves to go out there in the second half and play well. Again, we just got to execute. That's what it comes down to, and we got to do a better job of that.
Jets are now 3-4. I incorrectly noted that the 1-5 Giants would be home tonight for Atlanta on Friday's show. That Monday Night Football game is tonight, of course, but it's in Atlanta. Kickoff is at 8:15 p.m. Hopefully, Big Blue will rebound and make up for the Jets' dud here in New York on Sunday. On the NBA hardwood, the New York Knicks are still searching for their first win of the season. The orange and blue were snake-bitten in consecutive nights, falling to the rival Nets in Brooklyn on Friday night, courtesy of a Karis LeVert game winner. Saturday night at the Garden, it was Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics who edged the young Knicks. They've played pretty well, just not well enough to win so far. The Knicks are in Milwaukee tonight. The Nets are 1-2 and will be in Cleveland Wednesday night to face the winless Cavaliers. Not so easy without LeBron James, I guess, although the purple and gold, LeBron's new team, is also 0-2 and coming off an interesting night Saturday night where they fell to the powerhouse Houston Rockets. The story there wasn't the defeat, but rather a fist fight between Lakers guard Rajon Rondo and Rockets guard Chris Paul. Rondo appears to spit at Paul, which sparked fists flying everywhere. Multiple suspensions have been handed out by the league for the scuffle. The NBA has suspended Lakers forward Brandon Ingram 4 games, while Rondo and Paul will sit out 3 and 2 games, respectively. It didn't stop there. According to multiple reports, the significant others of Paul and Rondo were involved in a physical altercation in the stands. The Fall Classic is finally upon us. The LA Dodgers outlasted Milwaukee in 7 games in the National League Championship Series. The World Series starts tomorrow night in Boston. The 108-win Red Sox are favored, but I'll save my prediction for the C-list. The Red Sox will trot out ace Chris Sale, while the Dodgers are still mulling between lefty starters Clayton Kershaw, who pitched in relief in Game 7 of the NLCS, and Rich Hill. If Hill goes in Game 1, Kershaw will pitch Game 2. I'm hoping to see Sale, Kershaw in Game 1 of the World Series. Our BronxNet cameras will be at Fenway Park tomorrow night. We'll have coverage on Friday's show as well as our next Sports NYC. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. The Broadway Blue Shirts fell 4-1 to Calgary on the ice Sunday night at the Garden. The Rangers are home to host Florida Tuesday night. The Islanders will host the Panthers Wednesday night, while the Devils will host Nashville and New Jersey on Thursday night. From the MLS, Sunday delivered mixed results for the locals. The Red Bulls won 1-0 against Philadelphia. DC United topped NYCFC 3-1. Former Carolina Panthers wide receiver Ray Caruth, who in 2001 was convicted of conspiracy to commit murder of his pregnant girlfriend, was released after 8 a.m. this morning from the Sampson Correctional Institution in North Carolina. Caruth spent 17 years in jail, now 44. He was the mastermind behind a plot to kill Cherika Adams during a November 1999 shooting. Adams died about a month later. From the college football gridiron, Ohio State lost to Purdue 49-20 in the weekend's stunner. The Buckeyes continue their tradition of taking one embarrassing blowout year after year. That makes 3 years in a row for Urban Meyer's, one of his worst losses of his coaching career. But I'm sure the coach and many others didn't see that one coming on Saturday. Fordham football wasn't blown out Saturday, but it was a heartbreaker from Rose Hill. Bryant escaped the Bronx with a 42-41 win on a last-second field goal from 42 yards out, a crushing defeat for the Rams, whose offense has struggled pretty much all year until Saturday, where the defense finally let them down. In motor racing, Ferrari's Kimi Räikkönen took the American Grand Prix Sunday in Austin, Texas. It's his first victory in Formula One since 2013, 113 races later. And on a final sports roundup, if you're looking for speed, look no further than Sunday's Tour de Bronx. The bike event returns to the BX. We'll have our press conference today from our BronxNet East studios. Stay tuned, it's coming up right after open. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for a World Series prediction from yours truly. This Fall Classic is 102 years in the making. East meets West, and the last time it went down in the World Series, Babe Ruth was a member of the Boston Red Sox in 1916. Boston made quick work of the Yankees and the Astros in the previous 2 series, but in a shocking twist, I'll take the Dodgers a week after telling you how great the Red Sox and their manager are. I like how LA survived a 7-game thriller against the Brew Crew. I think their starting rotation and bullpen will be key. The Red Sox hit a ton and have plenty of depth to boot, but so does LA, and I honestly think few people will be taking them to win it in the World Series. They have the versatility to overcome pretty much anything. Why can't they avenge last year's 7-game loss to Houston in the World Series? Perhaps that experience will serve them well when the Fall Classic goes 7 this year. Dodgers in 7. You didn't think I was going to take the Red Sox now, did you? That's your sports. I'm Bobby C.
And welcome back. On October the 27th, the final Bronx night market of the season will take place at the Fordham Plaza. It's going to be nice. Joining us with a preview of what we can expect and to share more about their businesses and what we have Drea Smith of Uptown Vegan Sweets and Treats. She's got it all. And Kelli Lipson, she's here too with Spoonable Spirits. Watch out. Yeah. Everybody in the studio, you're going home with a lot of food.
You guys are.
So tell us about what you're doing, about your businesses.
So I'm Drea, owner of the Uptown Vegan Sweets and Treats. I'm a vegan pastry chef, and I make cupcakes, cookies, apple crumbles, pies, things like that. I actually work from one of the Bronx's commercial kitchens here. It's Bronx Cook Space down in the South Bronx.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right. We have to pay you guys a visit over there.
You will have to pay us a visit. Yeah, I like to keep it all home-based. So I'm looking forward to the next Bronx night market. The first few have been really good, so this one should be really nice.
And you?
I'm Kelli. I'm the founder of Spoonable Spirits, and we make booze-infused pudding and jello shots. It's a brand new concept. It plays on the jello shots you loved from when you were 21, but really upgrades them, updates them, and they're really fun and they're super delicious. They're made fresh in New York City, and this will be our first time doing the Bronx Night Market, so very excited.
Watch out. How did you guys get started?
I actually got started baking a few years ago. Some friends of mine convinced me. They're like, "You've got to, take this." Because
you were dabbling, you would just make.
I was doing and dabbling, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And so it kind of snowballs into a business, and then it snowballs into a vegan business because several of my friends went vegan. So and then I went vegan. So yeah, that's kind of how it started. Out of just my friends bugging me all the time.
So how can you make sweets and everything and be? What do you put in it?
So we still use flour, still use sugar. It's just, it's organic. It's not, nothing is bleached, no white sugar, things like that. And no eggs, no butter, no dairy, no animal products of any kind, so.
And you started?
So the idea
because I know I've been doing these shots since I was 21.
Exactly.
I started at 21.
So the idea came to me while I was in college at Bucknell, and I used to take the plastic condiment cups from the school's cafeteria and make jello shots. Everyone loved them, so when I went to go work for Food Network talent Sandra Lee, the idea really stuck with me, and I learned from her a ton about the food industry and spirits. And so right when I was ready to leave and start at Columbia Business School, I launched Spoonable Spirits. So it's been around now for about 2 years.
And so you have them in these, right?
Yeah, so they are look completely different than the ones you might remember, the bright red and green jello shots from college. They are all made fresh with premium ingredients, and they taste a lot better. They have 5% alcohol.
You have a spoon?
Yeah,
I'm only kidding.
They have 5% alcohol, so a little less alcohol. You won't wake up hungover, but they're super delicious. They also have mocktails.
And don't worry, if it doesn't have a spoon, I'll know what to do with it. So you started this in college?
I started this, the idea came to me in college, and then I launched it right before business school.
Great, great. I see you got the labeling and everything.
Yeah, we just did a rebranding. Very exciting.
Great. All right. So you guys want to go far with this, huh? This is
we're taking
right now
this to the top.
Right now, this is local,
Right.
but you're going to go far.
Oh, we're
you're
going
to take
far.
it nationwide.
All the way to the
You
top.
ready?
All the way, I'm ready.
All right. So should we have a few people taste?
You should definitely. I mean, my sweet potato is my top seller, and I brought a few of those for you guys, and also the s'mores and the red velvet. So you definitely, if you can grab some people in the studio and have them taste test.
Oh, sure. I'm sure they'll have no problem. Look, they're dancing over there already.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And we have a whiskey Rolos flavor, which is chocolate caramel with salted caramel whiskey, which has been very popular at our events. It's brand new. So you guys can taste it.
Is it good for morning, noon, or night?
Whenever the party starts. Or start the party.
I have customers who eat the cupcakes for breakfast with coffee. With coffee. I mean, I'm not recommending that, but if that's what you want to do, I'm all for it. Absolutely.
So this is your first time at the night market, the Bronx Night Market.
Yes. I've heard amazing things about the market, so I was very excited to be participating.
And this is your third time?
This will be my fourth time, actually.
Fourth time.
Yep.
And this is the last one.
This is the last one of the season. I know.
So what do you do after the Bronx Market?
Also continue to do more festivals and events. You'll see I'll have some stuff up on my Instagram and Facebook about festivals and holiday shows that I'll be doing in December, November, and January.
Well, the holidays should be big for both of you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, the holidays are our time to shine.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a time when everyone wants sweets and they want, gifts. These are perfect, for gifting to people, and you don't want to do the baking or the cooking yourself. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Give us
a
a
lot
call.
of holiday parties for you?
Oh, yeah.
You booked?
Bro, yeah, holiday parties are perfect for these. We do a lot of catering orders, corporate catering, holiday parties, bachelorette parties, birthdays, kind of do it all. So.
Yep.
Websites?
Yes, I'm online at www.theuptownvegan.com. Also on all social media, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at The Uptown Vegan. So you can find us there, check us out, see where we're going to be, next events we're going to have, any new flavors or any new products that we're releasing. You'll see it there.
So there's some new things that you're constantly working on, right?
Yes, like the apple, pear, and cranberry crisp, which is here. We'll have that at the night market. I know, I'm excited. We'll have that at the night market this weekend too, especially since it's going to be a little chilly, so it'll be something warm for everyone.
And those are your cookies over there?
These are cookies, yes. We've got chocolate chip and oatmeal cran raisin. Yep.
Oh, they're soft too.
Oh yeah, yes. Soft and delicious.
I
would definitely recommend taking it out of the plastic before you try it.
Sure. I was just using it as a prop.
That's fine. That's absolutely
Can I eat this one?
Yes, you can.
So you are no longer a prop.
That's right.
You are the property. You gave it to me.
That's correct. They're all yours. All yours.
And
we are on Instagram at Spoonable Spirits. Follow us, and about every weekend through December we have an event. So you can find us at different pop-ups throughout New York City. We're also doing an event in DC, and then we ship nationally. But you must be 21 plus to order and sign for delivery. So we card.
So which one should I try?
I like the caramel.
I have to try it.
They're all popular.
Which one do you like?
They're all. That one's great.
This one's
Whiskey Rolos.
Okay. So we got your websites. Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks
you
for
guys
having
did
us.
a great job.
Appreciate it.
And we wish you all the luck in the
you.
world. I know you're going to Washington, D.C. You're getting bigger and bigger. This is going to go nationwide
Let's hope
and
so.
worldwide.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're going to get orders all over the place. You're going to need a warehouse.
We will need a warehouse. It's coming.
Bigger cooking facilities or
All
baking
of
facilities.
We're doing it.
Are you doing it?
It's coming.
And are you working on anything new?
This is new. We just did a rebranding, so you can try it out. Yeah, it's a totally repackaged product. We've got new flavors and everything, so we're excited. Maybe working on getting into stores.
Stores,
we're in college
Fairway,
campuses.
Harlem
now.
what am I saying?
If you're 21.
Yeah, if you're 21.
Right.
I mean, because this is where it came from. A lot of people started businesses out of college too.
Yeah, it's a great time to
Microsoft.
start.
True. Yes, I'm actually looking to get some into some more stores. I do wholesale. I do wholesale for a few restaurants. One of them in Brooklyn. It's a vegan restaurant called Greedy Vegan. So yeah, looking to bring that to the Bronx. Brooklyn and Manhattan kind of have the market on the vegan food, as it were. So trying to bring that uptown.
All right. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you so much.
Can I try for one of these on a set? Which one do you recommend?
The sweet potato.
The sweet potato?
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh-oh. You think I can wrap up the show after biting into this?
I think you can.
It's a sweet ending.
This is good.
Thank you.
This is delicious. I don't know how I'm going to... Can you wrap up the show for me? Look, you got to read that right there. Right? Go ahead.
You want us to read that for you?
Yeah.
Sure. It says, unfortunately, that's all for this morning, but stay tuned. In the next hour, we'll bring you the Tour de Bronx press conference live.
And always remember this, what you are is God's gift to you, what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice and let the choice control the chooser. For all of us here at BronxNet, have a great and enjoyable day. We love you all. Peace.
Welcome, everybody, to the press conference for the 24th annual Tour de Bronx. Yeah, 24 years. When this event was established 24 years ago, there were about maybe 300 participants that came out, and last year we had nearly 10,000 riders that descended upon the borough and toured the Bronx. We're really excited to be here and to be celebrating our 24th Tour de Bronx, which is happening this Sunday, October 28th. This Sunday, October 28th. Go to tourdebronx.com. But this event, by the way, I'm Olga Lusterado, the Executive Director of the Bronx Tourism Council. Sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. Thank you. Of course, behind me is this wonderful, wonderful man, Bronx Borough President Ruben Diaz Jr. Does not need any introduction, right? Wonderful. And then next to this wonderful woman right here, Marlene Cintron, the President of the Bronx Overall Economic Development Corporation. So the Tour de Bronx is not possible without our sponsors. So I'd like to first just kind of acknowledge very quickly, I'm going to give you the list of all of our sponsors right away, and then we're going to have some special people come up and say a few words. First of all, I'd like to thank Montefiore Medical Center, who has been a partner in Tour de Bronx for many, many, many years, at least since I've been here. Bronx Lebanon, St. Barnabas, Mercy College, Nature's Bounty Company, Liberty Coca-Cola, Domino's Pizza, yes, Zipcar, Unlimited Biking, which we'll talk about a little bit later, the New York Botanical Garden, Fordham University, Castle Hill Y, Woodlawn Cemetery, and of course our city agencies, the NYPD, the Fire Department, Parks Department, Department of Sanitation, the Department of Transportation, the New York City Transit, and the Metro North Railroad. Thank you. I'd like to introduce a gentleman who who's been very kind enough to have us here today. We are in his house. We're very happy to have him, and this is the president of Mercy College. Let's give it up for Mr. Tim Hall, I'm sorry, Tim Hall.
President Hall. Mr. President. Well, welcome to Mercy College this morning, our Bronx campus. We're delighted to have you here. Mercy, once again, is happy to sponsor this fantastic event. Look forward to working together with the Bronx Borough President's Office and the Tourism Office to make this a success. Mercy has campuses in Dobbs Ferry and Manhattan and Yorktown Heights, but are especially happy to have served the Bronx for many years and students in the Bronx. Those of you who are looking for a place to study would love to have you come here, take a tour, see what programs that we offer. In the meantime, we are very happy to congratulate all the folks who worked so hard to put this event on. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. And of course, our partner who has been with us since I think the beginning practically, Montefiore, I would like to call up to the podium, Lillian Perez, the Vice President of Government and Community Relations.
Hi, good morning all. Happy to be here. We're one of the top sponsors, as always, this year. We're looking forward to a very healthy, successful run. And I just want to say that, you know, the people behind me here need no introduction. They are wonderful. The fact that we do this event and we bring people from all over the world to see the Bronx, to see the greatness of the Bronx, and to do it while keeping healthy. So we're part of the campaign Now 62, and we're so happy to be here to make sure that we continue this fight to make sure that the Bronx gets healthier. Thank you. We're happy to be with you again this year.
We're happy. We're happy to have Montefiore as a partner always. I just want to make some acknowledgments. Some of our sponsors, St. Barnabas Hospital, E.J. Amafidon is here. Thank you. Barbara Selesky and Mike Flaminio from Woodlawn Cemetery is here. And Elizabeth Figueroa from the New York Botanical Garden is here. Nicole Caballero from Unlimited Biking is here, so if you have any questions about renting the bikes, you go to her. So now it is my pleasure to introduce to you, again, a gentleman who does not need any introduction, but I'll do it anyway, because I have the mic. And he's a wonderful, wonderful... You laughed, you got it. So, of course, my Bronx Borough President and your Bronx Borough President, ladies and gentlemen, Ruben Diaz Jr.
Thank you, Olga. Good morning to Olga and to Marlene Singtrong and all of the good folks at the Bronx Overall Economic Development Corporation and the Bronx Tourism Council. Let's give them a strong round of applause because this is a huge undertaking. Between them and my staff, they planned all year. To President Hall, it's a great pleasure to be here in this institution. Thank you for allowing us and giving us your hospitality this morning. To all of the sponsors, we want to say thank you. Montefiore, all of the health sponsors, all of our destinations, the Y, the Botanical Garden, the different parks, to the New York City Parks Department and the Police Department. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've been paying attention to the Bronx over the last several years, we have seen a renaissance. Life isn't perfect, but we've seen a lot around economic development. We've seen a lot around housing development. We've been able to preserve a lot of our communities and neighborhoods, and we have historic districts. We've been able to generate jobs. We've been able to welcome employers to our borough. We've been investing in our green spaces and waterfronts and public parks. And so this is more than just a tour. This is our way of showing off. And if you think about it, Olga says that this is the 24th anniversary. Think about the footprint we are in today. This did not exist 24 years ago. This didn't look like this 24 years ago. And so not only do we have an educational institution in Mercy, but we have all of these towers and office spaces, and we have Applebee's and the Marriott right here in this footprint. It took a lot of hard work, a lot of investment. And so when we look at the Tour de Bronx, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a race. This is a tour. And there's a way for us to have Bronxites, like myself, when I first started as the borough president of Tour de Bronx, I was not a bike rider. The only reason why I didn't ride in this morning is because I have to be in a suit and tie to work after this. If not, I would have rode my bike here. It was the Tour de Bronx that really gave that shot in the arm to my wife and I, and we are avid bike riders now. It is the best way to get some exercise. It is the best way to save money. You don't have to pay for parking in the streets. You don't have to pay for public transportation. You don't have to pay gas. And if you get a ticket, you don't have to pay a ticket either. So for those of you who are Bronxites, and more are doing so, this is a way for you to be able to acknowledge and recognize and appreciate our beautiful borough from a different vantage point. But more and more, we're getting individuals who don't come from the Bronx, and that is what is so exciting. Because people from outside of our borders, whether they're coming from other parts of the city, who haven't been here in a long time, one of the things that warms my heart the most is when I'm riding along different groups of folks, and again, this is not a race. I can't stress that enough. It is a tour, so we encourage people to take detours. And when you have folks who were born here, were raised here, and left to another borough and haven't been back, and they're able to go back around the old neighborhood, and I'm riding alongside of them, and they say, oh, wow, I was able to sit at the stoop where I grew up on, where I grew up at. That is the best thing about this, to see to have folks and really highlight how we've been fixing our waterfronts and our public parks and people going through them. If you look at Starlight Park, everyone raves about Starlight Park. Once upon a time, that was a dumping ground for cars and for other things. But it's good for us to be able to highlight this and to welcome people back to the Bronx. The healthcare institutions, we appreciate your participation because while I boast about a lot of our progress here in the borough, health is not one of them. So this is a great way to be healthy, to promote health. And our healthcare institutions are working every single day to ensure that our Bronxites and New Yorkers are healthy. But this is a fun way to do so. By this sponsorship, more and more people, and hopefully like Hilda and I, after the Tour de Bronx, they'll purchase bikes and they'll use their bikes on a daily basis and they'll get healthier together as a family. More and more families are taking and doing the tour together. And then lastly, let me just say this. One of the things that I've been seeing over the last couple of years is that folks are using this as a way to be able to bring attention to a particular cause. And we welcome that too. There are folks who are now, if somebody in their family has transitioned because of cancer, they were victims of cancer, people or some other terminal disease, folks are using this opportunity to wear shirts and hoodies and you know, fly banners. We welcome that as well. It's a way for people to come together to create a sense of community within the tour. I'm looking forward to it. You tell, I know that Fox is here, tell Audrey and Mike Woods that the weather better be good on Sunday. I'm monitoring that. But again, I stress and I hope that being here today and having the media outlets here, that you tell all Bronxites, all New Yorkers, and we get people from as far away as Colombia and other countries who make their way here. This is free, it is for the family, and it is fun. And so it's this Sunday, October 28th. See you there. Thank you. This would not happen if it were not for the energy and the leadership that Marlene Cintrón and the Bronx Overall Economic Development Corporation gives, and the support that they give to Olga and the Bronx Tourism Council. Ladies and gentlemen, the president of the BOEDC, Marlene Cintrón.
I think everything has been said already, but I just want to underscore the fact that this is a Tour de Bronx. We still have some registrations left, so please go online to tourdebronx.com, and certainly we do have quite a number of countries that are represented at this race, well, at this tour, but more importantly, this is an opportunity for the people from the Bronx, the people who were from the Bronx. Some people actually ride their bikes from Brooklyn to see our landscape that changes every single year. If there's something to be said about the Bronx, it's that every year it transforms even better and better. So do come and let us share with you what we've been able to do, not only these last 9 years, but certainly years and years to come. We look forward to it.
Thank you. Let me just chime in 1 second. So many folks come to us and say, how can we help? How can we volunteer? We need marshals.
And volunteers.
And volunteers. So whether you're distributing water or granola bars or whatever it is in the different stops, we can certainly use your help. Please put it out there. If you're in the media, social media, we need marshals to help folks be able to get through and navigate the traffic. And don't worry about getting lost, because there is Ride GPS, Ride with GPS, which we have the entire route there. You can use it on your phones, and it'll give you the entire route. Again, see you there on Sunday.
Thank you. Okay, so just a couple of other little things that's important to note. As the borough president said, this is not a race, it's a ride, it's a tour. So we don't want people racing through the Bronx. It's not safe, so we want you to be safe and healthy. Also, the New York City Department of Transportation is giving away free helmets. They're giving away free helmets from 8 in the morning to 11 o'clock while supplies last. So if you want a free helmet, please get there early enough to get your free helmet. On-site registration and check-in will begin at 9 a.m. on Sunday morning. However, we have pre-check-in. If you have already registered and would like to pick up your bibs, you can do so from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 851 Grand Concourse, room 123. This will avoid the long lines. If you already have your bib, you can show up to the event at around 10 o'clock. We get started with the 40 milers around maybe 10:15, 10:20, and then the 25 milers will get going around 10:30, 10:40, depending on how many people we have and how long it takes. The festivities begins at the New York Botanical Garden at 2 p.m. Again, don't race there, but you know, it will begin at 2 p.m. and we will have a music festival and free pizza thanks to Domino's. There will be yoga thanks to courtesy of Montefiore for those of you who need to stretch a little bit after your ride. If you do not have a bicycle, it's okay. Go to tourdebronx.com and you can rent a bicycle from Unlimited Biking. You will see the bikes over here. They're Cannondales. They're great bikes. You can rent the bicycles and they will be waiting for you at the starting point of the event between the Grand Concourse and Walton on 161st Street. And that is it for the housekeeping. I thank you all for being here, and we're all, three of us, many of the sponsors will be available for interviews. Thank you. Well, the great thing about the Tour de Bronx is that you have two different rides. And so if you want to be challenged or you feel you can handle it, you can do the 40-mile route. Again, this is not a race, it's a ride. So you go at your own pace, you follow a crowd of people. Last year, we had nearly 10,000 people, so you're not going to get lost as long as you keep up with the rest of the crowd. And the great thing about it is that the 40-milers will go down the perimeter of the Bronx, the waterfronts, the historic districts. They go into City Island. They go through Orchard Beach. They go through Woodlawn Cemetery. The 25-milers will go through many of our parks, St. Mary's, Cortona Park. And so you get to see how green the borough really, truly is.
We have the largest free cycling event in the state of New York. Last year we got nearly 10,000 people. It continues to grow. It's a way for us to promote and highlight and boast about how beautiful our borough is, our parks, our green spaces, our historic districts, cultural institutions, waterfront. But it's also, yes, a way for us to promote health.
Mercy College has been teaching students in the Bronx for many years, and we try to participate in community events. We're especially happy to be working with the Bronx Borough President's Office and the Office of Tourism to make this a success.
This is an amazing cause, and we definitely are for the more active lifestyle, especially, you know, in New York City when you're working and all of that. It's in the Bronx as well. I see there's so many greenways, and it's definitely very bike friendly. So we're very excited that we get to be part of this cause.
The Tour of the Bronx has been around for 26, 27 years. We started with about 300 cyclists back then, and it's grown to about 10,000. And for us, it's an opportunity to really and truly reintroduce the Bronx to former Bronx residents, to introduce the Bronx to current Bronx residents that don't necessarily, you know, leave their block or tend to leave the borough in order to do other things. From the aspect of economic development, for us, it's an opportunity to let everybody know that the Bronx is the new Bronx.